etc. Small things not add. Yeah. We're able to prove it. Yeah. Oh. Would be a criminal to do crime with. Right. Why would they not do crime with some people, but they do crime with some of the other people? What happens when the crimes happen, but they can't actually do crimes? It's a CIU dad reference to you are a poor person who's downtrodden, probably a drunk alcoholic wearing poor clothing. You have very bad taste in actual individual people. You're overall a good person, usually filled with some type of sense of anxiety to like the actual ways of life, to eventually feel beat down and angry and absolutely violent with some people, probably falling into a bottle or a drug of some sort that gives negative bad effects, that has a bad proper, you know, reference to sociological studies and long term. The man's an alcoholic, he's an alcoholic. Alcoholics do that stuff, it makes complete sense. It's like he's reading my mind. You're not. So drinking in college and you kept doing it. Sounds almost like it means caution in Spanish. Here's how we do it. We make it food. There's no way you can tell me every food item I eat. Yeah. You probably could do a pretty good damage chunk immediately. You know how? I did it to other people before I even knew them. Knew them? There's no way I can make a series of run-on kid-like jokes explaining in absolute insanity the actual activities that are happening, from the position of them never happening through the activity of emergent logic, from the position of environmental awareness and the actual long-term construed ability to compare and intercompare and synthesize actual activities, not just from the possible data that are floating around, but the ability to interact in a direct sense from the position of being a living, active, dynamic force inside the simulation-like system. He can. It's been done before. It's absolutely insanity. Can you do it cohesively? No. Why? Because you have to actually do some of this stuff. If let's say someone doesn't want you to talk about it, you can't talk about it. Here's the problem when they force all the talking to it. Let's make it fun. Let's bring up R.L. Stine, the Goosebump TV book series. Someone goes, I'm out. Why? Because that's where all of it's going to be a linchpin to the mass ministry of propaganda in MK Ultra. Let's make it funnel. Deep psychology. What's that mean? These are the psychological influences and statistical analysis via the actual activities that have been perceived in cognition from psychiatrists through long-term criminological case records from prison systems, hospitals, overall environmental demographics to the positions of the crimes that are most leaned towards by the actual people inside that area of crime, and the reasons in cognitive anthropological studies in that area via where they go in certain aspects of different types of situations. Crimes. Viewpoints. It's like flags of a country, I could say. Super easy to immediately hack at. But that means they're neurohacking the brain person who's brainwashing them. Sure. Super easy to do this argument. When someone goes, this is not me and does not represent me, and it becomes the immediate argument of why can I not do these things outright when I have all the valued reasons to be able to do it as much as the next person? Right there's a check on there is a problem. It's like the movie Final Destination. We can bypass some of this by going, when one triggers the NSA, top 3. I saw an NSA agent vomit. That's not true. Oh, yes, it is. Oh. Well, Mola, sunfish. They died. They were ate by the fish, but here's the problem. They got a barcode when they do it. I had no barcode for various reasons until I went to Washington, D.C. Here's the problem, you're a jellyfish. Let's just argue for some instance, someday ever you will possibly need to go into witness protection. There is a criminal who wants to kill you. Oh, you are not able to do it. Why? Because you're a jellyfish. What's that mean? You have the NSA barcode, which immediately forces the actual acknowledgement of the NSA, the National Security Assistance Agency, or agency, viewpointing everything that is happening in that person's actual life, the 16 points, which I also posted on the YouTube, to what is a actual barcode from the NSA. Someone argues there's 8 or 4 things that happens when you just have a barcode from these reasons, until certain things are triggered. There's more. It's like someone says they're banging you and fucking you. I just meant and my body moved and someone's making it like a bunny. It's not the case. Here's the problem. Now let's just argue for fun that the actual federal government, knowing that it never would do that, creates the very situations and simulations in which the people would go into the actual witness protection by actually manufacturing the crime. They created the crime in cohesive, invisibility, low detection ability through robot chicken. For everybody in under a second to know robot chicken is a thing from the genetic argument of you look nothing like what you should look like from a genetic argument through a series of perceived psychopumps from the position of going, those are aliens and we have to fight those aliens. Because they're hive minds and they're bad bug animals. For them to not be able to prove that they exist, for them to be able to prove that they exist, for them to know that they exist and the reasons that happens, for them to say you're an alien if they can't win the argument, for them to be hit with the backbiter, which is they themselves who are now being tested out to see if they are an alien, through long-term extreme Spanish Inquisition, from the position of an NSA barcode. You now know that you have never heard that word before. You don't know it, you've never heard it. You know what it means in every context. You have to now get your fine-combed toothpick out in the Spanish Inquisition to check every single thing they have ever done in their life to pinpoint how they know a singular dictionary word. That's a lot. One argues multi-soul, knowing that we've all accepted robot chicken until they go aliens don't exist and that's bad. That's a hellish amount. But here's the fun part. We can do something different. The government's manufacturing the crime, get away from the actual Spanish Inquisition process. What is the person manufacturing the crimes happening to do? Well, you see, it would be these type of people, probably. There's no way to prove it without them having a government tangent into the actual government. Meaning there'd be a bunch of people in a robot chicken who may or may not be government, meaning they have to have a way of communicating without the government/robot chicken people who control them knowing who they are for the extreme security of what they are doing. Maybe. Sounds a bit I can't do it with a straight face. Now here's the problem again. NSA barcode. Everybody in the world gets hit with. That is a jellyfish where there was about 5 to 16, 80, who knows how many NSA agents arguing it's you, or you, for some of them to go, it's me, knowing I'm outright the person and my job is to kill you as that person getting made. For them to go, that's not true, for them to be going, well, eelfish, and they go, that's not a thing, there's no way to know that. I just made it up because they're called ghost knife fish. It looks like an eel. They're clever bastards, all of them. Yeah, something like that. Who knows? Now here's the problem. When they do the Spanish Inquisition, they have to fight the Spanish Inquisition as the Inquisition. They are fighting to the death, trying to figure out who is what and doing it, while simultaneously keeping the goal in place for them to know outright they have to cancel it unless it's not real life. For them to know in one argument is the direct activity of going to these places. This person, once they enter into that vicinity, that area, with an NSA barcode, makes no sense if the government would not ever accept somebody into witness protection if there was a crime going on, unless they had a reason. If they had an NSA barcode, that NSA barcode immediately zaps one entire branch of government, creating one level on a category hurricane if there's a problem. Technically, maybe a tornado at the very least. Until they go, we found a bunch of people that don't exactly exist properly. What's happening with these now court cases in place inside this area of witness protection? Are they ever reaching the actual courtroom? Ever? No. Is the criminals actually investigating them? No. Why are they in witness protection, and what is happening on their internet inside the witness protection secret agent special service special agent area of But that means the NSA is going, I am watching them, not watching them from the position for their safety, for the various reasons my job is a thing. Now, let's say if I ever have to do this from the position of a Spanish Inquisition, it's much easier to do it if the person stays in one spot. Especially if there's a low level of influx to that area. Yeah. Imagine him running across the entirety of the planet. What? Yeah. I now have to find toothpick every single one of them. No, I don't. What if they're deep? Don't do this to me. I'm doing it to you. Now watch me being a badger, not the lawyer term that the X-File people use when it comes to digging up all their old files, but people just going, I'm digging up all this stuff. This is your past and your future. Through the extrapolation of some person's job in the NSA who does that job of going, this is the future of the planet, because it's my literal job to do this as a job. For me to go, I want to do one thing and bring up one group of people. Reality is not real. Asteroids, it's not real. Etc., etc. I'm gonna go people. Bad. This was done before and was super easy to make this argument. Buddy, it's not real life. I don't want to have to deal with these problems. I'm going to still go over there, even with the NSA barcode, knowing I don't care. If an actual lightning bolt hits them with the wrath of Zeus. You know why? Because there's probably nothing that could actually probably even happen. Yeah. Oh, Christ. Make a spin on some of that activity. Make a spin on some of the activity of an NSA barcode triggering a few things. It's the government, it's the CIA. That's the classic NSA answer. It's the CIA. They're doing it. Why did you not know about this? Because it's not my job, and there's not actually a chance something happens, and it's just security assistance. Agency. Obviously. Yeah. Change it over to, well, that makes it the CIA. Makes it the NSA and the CIA. Those are two intelligence operative, groups. Let's make it more fun. Let's make it the military. Yeah, we have three now. We have NSA, CIA, and military. We added witness protection. That's four. We have a cat 4. Well, what can I do to be a bit of an a-hole about this? We added DFS. Department of Family Services, knowing it ties directly into the Special Agent Secret Agent Department of Mr. Bubbles and Danica Chu. You almost went with Baraka Chu. Bog. Trachea dislodge. Slut. Sexy, beautiful woman. Yeah. Etc., etc. Dig it up. Yeah. Oh. Now we get that going. That is now 4 hurricanes categories, and the categories, one little thing in each one. We add in the DFS, it turns into the system engineering upon that as the actual system itself. We switch it over a little bit with a little bit of talking conversation from the Spanish Inquisition having to do their job. It's the Postal Service itself. That's horrifying. It's the Internet, Postal Service, Department of Family Services. But that's 2 twisters. They're not exactly category hurricanes. Little things that add up into one category and maybe influx over. Closest I can argue if I do it in the proper sense good is I can make myself a Cat 5, Cat 6 hurricane with full spread twister. It's not that good, but it's still okay, at the very least. Now we make it X-Files, knowing that's where they stop everything in the procedure. Well, that's the only way to chop it to aliens. You're an alien. I am using cyber technology and security. This is your house or your address. This is where you were from, where you grew up. These are your neighbors who hit the deep. That's a little bit different. That's not true. Until you dig it up. He's right. Now we are now fighting an extreme government. X-File aliens. These are all the aliens you have that I can see immediately, knowing that you have about 80 aliens. Species. He's right. 120. A lot. Yeah, it's mainly just like six aliens. Yeah, yeah. Christ, 6 alien species. Ah, well, you know what they say. There's like a few more, but like it's like, Then we bring up this is the Woodgate incident. What are you talking about? The Woodgate incident? My bad. The Woodhaven. It's on YouTube. It's a giant blue spaceship sitting out in the middle of a field over in New York City, up Syracuse, or whatever, like New York, like Syracuse or some crap. Sitting up there, giant spaceship just sitting there. Man was driving his truck through the field trying to enjoy his day, and he crashed into it. The hologram fell apart, and they went blah 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 blah. This one stuck into a foam house. Tried to sleep with the parent while they were sleeping in bed. I can't make this stuff up. I hallucinated as a kid an alien trying to do it to me. I grabbed the little thing and the little fella and just freaked out at me. It was all gray and but like manila, like a light beige. It went meow. It loved it. It punched me, and then it crawled back in bed. Outrageous. It's a hallucination. I've been hallucinating for years. I don't even care at them. There's so many aliens I can't care. I'm just going, yeah, you want some of this? Oh, let me make it worse because you're going, they're the devil. Yeah, someone goes, I'm not the government, I'm an alien. Here's your files on what you are if you're an alien. Say you're this one. No. Say you're this one, please. Why? So I can make a reference to corn. I hate you. I'm the other one. Power of science prevails. Yet again. Yeah. The camera's vulnerable. I can probably like not go easy. He was the easiest way to handle it. I'm being outright honest. Yeah, we used Paul Letman type of training. What do you mean? Are they lying? Maybe. There's a lot. Yeah.
We must flee. Those damned guards will find me.
Usually
There's
so.
no place.
Yeah.
You should leave. The Phylakitai will surely come after you.
I shall flee. My wife has booked us passage to Crete. It was always our plan to go there.
Ah.
Perhaps we will have a better life there.
May the gods look over you on your journey.
My beliefs on duty and honor are ambivalent.
I have
I
0
can
people
see
watching.
that you have done yours. If all of Egypt was filled with men of your virtue, life would be divine.
When we get to the extreme X-File government type fighting situation where it's a discussion, it's me going, that's not how that works. Or it's how it works in the government's case. For me to go, well, it's a trip to the Kashina machine. For them to go, what's the Kashina machine? You're using alien technology, you tell me you don't have a brain scan type, device.
This is the gift.